Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here on such a gorgeous Sunday morning. Isn't it just been a brilliant weekend as far as the weather goes? And I also want to take a moment before we go any further to introduce to you our new collaborative pianist, Matthew Shepard. This is his debut. And he's good. I've heard him noodling away, and he is good, I will tell you that. I've not been in on a choir rehearsal yet, but if the choir is saying he's good, I trust it. I am the Reverend Samaya Oakley, and I use she and her pronouns. And it is my delight and my honor to welcome you to this Unitarian Universalist service. This month, our worship is guided by the question, this year, our worships will be guided by the question, what are we going to do together? Today, we are looking, or in the month of September, we've been delving into gathering together. What does it mean to gather together? And so today we're looking at how we can move forward together as a community, how our individual gifts, our ideas, and our efforts can come together to create something that is much greater than anything any one of us could do on our own. Whether this is your first time in this community or you've been a part of this community for years, whether you're online or in person, just know that we are so glad you are here with us this morning. Now, I was born and raised on the traditional lands of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Treaty 6 territory, and the homeland of the Métis people. And I have spent most of my life on unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. So I'm still trying to find my way into relationship on Treaty 7 lands, home to the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Tsuut'ina, and the Stoney Nakoda nations, as well as the Métis, the Otipemisiwak nation of Districts 5 and 6. And as we approach National Truth and Reconciliation Day and the fall equinox, I notice how this land teaches us through the turning of the seasons. Those golden leaves, the crisp air in the morning when I wake up, and the long shadows along the Bow River. Bruce MacGyver reminds us in Indigenous Rights in 1 minute. This is one of our CU reads this year. If you don't have it, pick it up. We'll be going through each one of his little short understandings of what it means to do reconciliation. And he reminds us that Section 35 of our Constitution affirms the living rights of Indigenous peoples. Reconciliation asks us to honor those rights here and now, shaping a more just and balanced future together. So let us begin this service with gratitude. Gratitude for this land, for one another, and for the circle of belonging that we create here. Think of it like a shared drive. Each of us uploads a little piece of ourselves, and together it becomes something larger, richer, and more meaningful than any one file on its own. Kathy.
Hi, my name is Kathy Berniston. I'm happy to be your service reader. Being a member of this congregation has helped me to view the world, others, and myself through a lens of compassion, and that has truly changed my life. We gathered this morning as individuals, each bringing our own stories, our own ways, our own light. We gather as a community, seeking not to erase our differences, but to weave them together into a stronger whole. This flame reminds us freedom and community are not opposites. They are partners in a dance of love. Each of us shines with a unique spark, and together we kindle a fire bright enough to guide us all. May this flame call us into deeper relationship, invite us to listen with open hearts, and remind us that the work before us, the work of building beloved community, is something we can only do together.
Hello, hello. My name is Christian Power. I'm the music director here. We've got Matthew Barnett for the first time, and it's time for our opening song, All God's Critters Got a Place in the Choir. And so I invite you to rise in body or spirit here as we sing together. 1, 2,
What's my quietest pocket? We'll find out. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, kids, I know you got it in you. So any of the kids, do you think you could help me show these grown-ups how to say good morning? Let's try again. Good morning, Calgary Unitarians. Good morning! Ah, we're getting there. It's only like the third Sunday of the year. We got time to practice. Goodness. My name is Rachel Smith. I am the Director of Religious Education here, and my pronouns are she, they, and I'm really excited to be here with you this morning. We're talking about, what's the question? Anyone? Did anybody read it before they, oh, I see some people checking their notes. How does our you individualism get in the way? Ooh, that we don't want to look in that mirror, do we? Oh, we do? We do. We're brave. We can handle this. Today, I have a fun story for you, but first, I would like to invite the young and the young at heart to please come and join me, and let's create a little space for us to have a bit of a conversation and a story this morning. Any kids want to come up? No? Anybody else feel young at heart? Oh, we have a support chicken if we need. Oh, my pocket just has a lot to say today, everyone.
It's not necessary. Don't worry about it. It's also could be in the air.
But it seems to be where I put it in the pocket, so I think, all right. Now watch me stand up at the end to forget I sat it next to me. Okay, so now it's tough to sit in a little circle like this sometimes and really pay attention, right? It can be difficult. So I have some fun little books. We can look at some pictures. Yeah, that book might get me in trouble with some moms. We'll find out. Did you know that, everyone? Moms do not fart. What? That's right. We're very graceful about it. And I have some little fidgety things here if we need to wiggle our fingers. Okay, here we are. Welcome. Now, have you ever wanted something so badly it was all you could think about? Has that ever happened to you? No? Oh, lucky. Maybe a new toy, or being the best at a game, or have everyone listen to your amazing idea. Has anybody ever felt something like that? I definitely have. The feeling of wanting something for yourself is a powerful one. Today I have a story about what can happen when that feeling takes over, when we get so focused on what we want that we forget to think about everyone else around us, or even what we truly need. Anyone ever been like, Mom, can I have ice cream for dinner? Or a grown-up, grandma, auntie, uncle, and they go, well, ice cream is not really a complete meal. What we want and what we need, there's like, those things sometimes don't always match up with everyone's ideas, right?
Put me and bread on top of it.
Ice cream sandwich. I like where we're going with it. Today I have the story of King Midas. King Midas ruled a kingdom in ancient Greece. It was a vast kingdom over beautiful lands, a magnificent palace, plenty of food, and a daughter he adored more than anything. But Midas had one passion that overshadowed all else. Anyone have a guess? Gold. Oh, gold. Some of you have heard this story before. He loved gold. And I don't mean like he just liked it. He loved it. His favorite pastime was to sit in his treasure room and count his gold coins, watching them gleam and sparkle. He loved the weight of them in his hands and the clinking sound they make. Kind of makes me think of when you jingle keys. It makes a really nice, oh yeah. He had so much, but he always dreamed of more. One day, a strange thing happened. King Midas discovered a lost satyr. What is that word? Does anyone know what a satyr is? Do you know? No? Who's a satyr? Chiron is a satyr? Oh, that's so close. We're thinking centaur. Satyr is a little bit different from a centaur. They probably got a lot in common with those Zelda things, if I'm hearing you correctly. A satyr has goat legs and bottom half and a human top. What an interesting creature. You were almost there. You were probably sending the thoughts right here, and I said just what you were going to say. Now, this cheerful, gentle woodland creature, the satyr, was lost. And King Midas found him sleeping in his garden. Now, instead of being alarmed, King Midas saw an opportunity. This particular satyr happened to be a friend of a powerful god named Dionysus. Now you all know that. Now, Dionysus is the god of celebration. So King Midas knew that if he showed excellent hospitality towards the satyr, that this would really put him in Dionysus's good graces. Maybe Dionysus might even, give him a little reward. So for 10 days, Midas was a wonderful host. What do hosts do? Anyone ever had a party where they had guests? What do you do for the guests? We feed them. What else? Any ideas? Help them be comfortable. Play a game they like. Gift bags. Oh, I like this. I'm coming to Brett's party. All right, we like clear boundaries here at Calgary Unitarians. Boundaries and gift bags. We'll do it next time. When Dionysus, he gave the satyr a soft bed, 10 days, that's good. You want to give your guest a soft bed. And shared his finest feasts. And so when Dionysus arrived to reclaim his lost friend, he was so grateful. He did indeed offer Midas one wish. Anything his heart desired. Anything. If Dionysus gave you one wish, what would your one wish be? Infinite McDonald's French fries. That's almost the same as gold, I think. Maybe Yukon gold. Note for hospitality, we should open a McDonald's up in the back there, just saying. Midas's eyes grew wide. He did not have to think twice. He blurted out, "I wish that everything I touch will turn to solid gold." Now, is that a good gift or what? Are you kidding me? I could touch this paper and it would turn into gold. Oh, no, I don't think so. Well, let's see what happens with this guy. Dionysus grew very still. "Are you certain?" he asked, his voice serious. "That is a very heavy wish." "Absolutely certain," Midas exclaimed, already imagining a golden throne and golden floors and a golden toilet/throne. "As you wish," Dionysus said softly. And with that, he and the satyr vanished. Poof. Midas rushed to test his new powder. What did he touch first? A table? All right, he touched a table. Turned to gold. What did he touch next? A flower. turned to gold? Sorry? What did he touch? Oh, that's a good question. What does happen? Now we're getting to philosophical conundrums. He touched a pickle. Golden pickle. Ooh, doorknob. Interesting.
McDonald's French fries.
McDonald's, but wait. If those are already gold, are they double gold? Whew. Oh, chicken nuggets too, yeah. Midas raced through his palace, touching every single thing he could, and everything his finger touched turned into gleaming, precious, beautiful gold. Shoes too, yeah. He was suddenly the richest man in the whole entire world. That's right. But, and there's always a but in these Greek mythology stories, sometimes more than one but. Even a dolphin. There's a dolphin here. Soon his joy began to tarnish. Does anyone know that word? Tarnish. That's a word. It's a whole mouthful. It's when metal starts to kind of change a different color and it's not shining or gleaming as beautifully as it once was. Midas reached for a juicy apple to eat. Clunk! It turned to gold in his hand. Too hard to bite. He poured a glass of water to drink, and it also hardened into a solid golden lump. His feast of delicious food was now a table of cold metal statues. He had all the gold he could ever want. But could he eat? No. Could he drink? No.
His teeth turned to gold.
His teeth would turn to gold. Oh, goodness. He was surrounded by treasure, but he was starving and miserable. Hearing her father's cries, his beloved daughter ran into the room. "Father, what's wrong?" she asked, her face full of concern. And without thinking, he turned to her, his heart breaking, and as she reached out, she hugged him to comfort him. And the moment his arms wrapped around her, she froze. Her warm, loving embrace turned cold and hard, and her worried expression was frozen forever on a face of shining gold. He had turned his own daughter into a statue. That is definitely there. Yeah, there's a problem showing up here for King Midas. His greatest wish became his worst nightmare. He had been given everything he thought he wanted, but in getting it, he lost the one thing that really mattered to him. Weeping, he ran back to where he had met Dionysus, and he prayed to the skies, and he said, "Please, help, I was wrong," he cried. "I do not wish this anymore. It is not a gift, it is a curse." Now, Dionysus, who was wise and kind, and he kind of had known this would happen, right? He was like at the beginning, "Are you sure this is what you want?" And Midas was all like, "Yeah, duh, gold." So Dionysus took some pity on King Midas in his situation here, and he said, "Do you know what? Go to the river Pactolus. Wash your hands, and this power will flow out of you." So Midas plunged his hands into the cool, flowing water of the river. He watched as the golden power washed away from his fingertips and into the river sands, and he ran back to his palace, his heart pounding. He touched the golden statue of his daughter, and what do you think happened?
Not gold anymore.
With a gasp, she came back to life.
But
Yeah, that could be a danger. I think Dionysus put some magic in there to make it so that he wouldn't touch gold anymore. That way he could eat and drink and talk to his daughter again. One by one, he touched the golden objects in his palace, returning them to their normal forms, original forms. The room was no longer a glittering cage of everything he wanted, but back returned to a home. And from that day on, King Midas was a changed man. He still appreciated beautiful things and wanted many things, but he'd learned the hardest way what happens when you let your wants and desires blind you to what you already have around you. He had learned that the truest treasure isn't something that you can hold in your hand, it's something you hold in your heart. So King Midas wanted something just for himself, but his wish ended up affecting everyone and everything around him. Well, he changed everything to gold, right? Yeah. I wonder, can anyone think of a time where something that they were doing, losing my spot here, when something one person did, someone, maybe even ourselves, did something in a group that changed the whole mood or the whole plan for everyone? I think I've done that before. The whole planet? That'd be a lot of gold. Even people, every single person? That's like 8 billion gold statues, everyone. Biggest museum in the world. Well, I don't know, can he turn himself? This is getting to really like Marvel level conversation here. We're gonna need teams and a debate here. All right. So, to finish it up here, Midas's wish for gold was a very me wish. What could he have done in the story to make a we wish, a wish that would have been good for everyone? Anyone have any ideas?
When pee-pee turn gold.
That's an interesting thought. All right. And that brings us... Yeah, you know what? We got wild ideas here. I don't think we have any short of ideas. And now we're going to head downstairs. Yeah? All right. So we're going to invite Christian. Matthew, thank you. Christian and Matthew, they're going to help sing us downstairs. And we're going to go investigate this more down there. Whoop. Yeah, I did it again.
We go downstairs to learn and grow. We go downstairs to play and laugh and know that there is love in here and out there. We offer here to you our joy and our care. We go downstairs to learn and grow. We go downstairs to play and laugh and know that there is love in here and out there. We offer here to you our joy and our care. And now we leave the adults sitting upstairs.
Now, as the ushers come forward, think of this offering as our shared drive. Each of us adds our own little file, and together it becomes something truly meaningful. Our gifts sustain this community, care for one another, and ripple outward into the wider world. This month, our For Others offering supports the Urban Society of Aboriginal Youth. If you're visiting today, please know that your presence is already a gift. There's no pressure to give. After the basket has passed you by, you're also invited to light a candle at one of the side tables or drop a pebble in the communal water. If you're lighting a candle, please begin with the one closest to the wall so there's space for others. And now let us give, not because the universe demands exact change, but because generosity turns many small acts into one great work of love and justice.
As a beloved community, we are woven into an interdependent web of existence. what touches one of us ripples through us all. By sharing our joys and our sorrows and our intentions, we strengthen the ties that allow us to work, to grow, and to live together in meaningful ways, much like files in a shared drive. Each contribution matters. Today, we celebrate moments of joy, times when our individual gifts add to the whole. The laughter and conversation with children, playing in parks along the Bow River, the successes of our friends and our families, the warmth of the early autumn days. And we also celebrate milestones in our own communities, those who are celebrating birthdays. And yesterday, several of us attended the ordination of the Roman Catholic Women Priests Organizations. They ordained a bishop. And what a joyful day that was yesterday. So we pause to light this candle in honor of all of our joys. We also acknowledge sorrow. Times when individualism or isolation makes life harder, when collaboration falters, when we witness injustice or harm in the world. We remember Alice Brunton, whose courage, stillness, and light continues to ripple through the lives of those she touched. There are others among us who are also marking deaths and celebrating their lives. So we light this candle for you. And today is International Day of Peace. So today we light a candle holding close the lives and the struggles of Indigenous peoples around the world who continue to live with the legacies of colonization, displacement, loss of language and land, and systemic injustice. On this day dedicated to peace, we ask ourselves, how can our individual freedoms be placed in the service of the greater good? We light this candle with that question in mind. May the light of these candles remind us that our individual actions, when gathered together, can create something greater than ourselves. And so now let us settle into this space, finding a posture that allows us to be present. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or soften your gaze. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Imagine, if you can, the light of this community surrounding you. Each person bringing their unique gifts like threads weaving together into a shared tapestry. Some threads are bright, some subtle, some bold, some gentle. But all are essential. Now, bring to mind your own ways of doing things, your personal naming protocols, as it were. Notice when they have helped collaboration, when your contributions have strengthened the whole. And notice, without judgment, when they may have caused confusion, silos, or slow progress. Allow your heart to open to both the gifts and the challenges of your individuality. Feel the courage to acknowledge your unique value and the humility to see where adaptation might deepen connection. So as we enter into 2 minutes of silence, I invite you to ponder the question, how will I adapt my approach for the good of the community? We'll sit in silence 2 minutes and be brought out of silence with our hymn number 1013. Let us enter the reverent space of silence. So today we explore how our love for individual freedom can sometimes get in the way of working together. Think about that shared digital drive, that darn Google Drive. You know, the one where people keep saying, I can't find anything in it. The files are there, trust me, somewhere. But everyone contributes in their own way, right? Some people name their files like poets, a new dawn. Others name them like engineers. Budget underscore final underscore V6 underscore USE underscore THIS underscore ONE. Then there are those really mysterious ones. Document 2. or Sunday stuff. Those could be literally anything, right? And then there's folders. Oh my goodness, don't get me started on the folders. Some people build tiny little tree structures, 12 layers deep. I'm kind of like that, to be honest. You almost need like a map or a headlamp to find your way through them. Others think of folders as a tool of oppression and just throw everything onto the front page. And then there's always that one person who creates a brand new folder, and guess what? They call it the good old name of miscellaneous every single time. Each system makes perfect sense in the minds of the creator. But when everyone insists on their own systems, collaboration suffers. Files get lost, duplicated, or vanish into mysterious subfolders, never to be seen again. That shared drive becomes a mirror of our community life. We Unitarian Universalists are deeply shaped by individualism. It's one of our greatest strengths. It allows diverse perspectives to flourish, it sparks creativity, and it gives us the freedom to bring our authentic selves forward. Isn't that wonderful? But when individualism becomes too rigid, when it turns into my way or the highway, the gifts of freedom begin to fray. We find ourselves repeating work others have already done, forming silos, or slowing down progress because we cannot find a way to align. And nowhere does this come up more vividly than when I look at generational differences. Our love of freedom left unchecked can turn into a kind of stubbornness that makes it harder to live into the very community that we long for. And this isn't just about file names or folder structures. It's about the way that we bring our habits, our preferences, our deeply held convictions into shared spaces. Sometimes these ways serve collaboration beautifully, and sometimes they make it harder for us to see and honor the bigger picture of what we're trying to build together. This is how our Unitarian Universalism, individualism, try saying that first thing in the morning without coffee, works. It is a strength. It allows diverse perspectives and creativity to flourish. But it can also be a barrier when we cling to my way or no way. That mindset leads to confusion, silos, or slower progress. So I ask you, how does your individual way of doing things affect collaboration and in community? As we listen to you Euphonia sing Walk With Me, I invite you to ponder that question. I was telling people who were present at the tech walkthrough earlier this morning that I'm actually quoting scripture this morning, and here it goes. Hold your breaths, okay? As we continue, let us remember the words of Matthew 18:20, when he says, "Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am among them." Why bring scripture into this? Many of us carry spiritual roots in Christianity through family, culture, or our own earlier journeys. To read this verse is not to insist on belief, but to notice a timeless truth. The sacred is not always in buildings, in programs, or perfection. Sometimes it shows up just because people gather. Even 2 or 3 people sitting together, listening, paying attention to one another. Something alive emerges when that happens. Our Unitarian Universalist traditions treasures individuality, and rightly so. But Matthew reminds us that the spiritual life is rarely a solitary pursuit. Presence, real presence, is a practice. And it's a practice that transforms. Courage deepens, understanding grows, and the work of community begins the moment that we show up. Margaret Wheatley helps us to see why. She tells stories of communities and organizations that thrive not because everyone followed the same rules, but because people pay attention to one another. She invites us to imagine a meeting where differences is not a threat, but a resource, where curiosity replaces judgment, where connections, rather than control, shapes what is possible. Imagine a congregation or even a small project team or the committees that you happen to sit on, where people listen to each other deeply, they share openly, and they support one another through confusion and disagreement. That, Wheatley says, is the living heart of a thriving system. When we shift our focus from efficiency or perfectionism towards relationship, we begin to create the conditions where trust, creativity, and resilience emerge. It is the quality of these connections that helps communities thrive. Jeremy Lent offers another lens. In his book, The Web of Meaning, he paints the world as a vast, intricate web where every life, every action, every choice is connected. We are not isolated islands, no matter how much modern life encourages us to feel that way. Lent asks us to notice that our freedom, our creativity, our gifts are all amplified when we move with awareness of that web. Imagine a community where each person's individual is like a brightly colored thread woven into a larger tapestry, each thread visible and valued in contributing to a pattern far greater than any single thread could achieve alone. That's the kind of interdependence that calls us home. Even something as mundane as our shared digital drive makes that clear. If everyone insists on their own system, files get lost, duplicated, or impossible to find. But if we agree on a few simple ways to work together without erasing our personal style, we actually create more freedom for everyone. Structure and relationship do not limit creativity. They actually allow it to flourish. And if we're honest, agreeing on a naming convention might save us from another frantic, "Where did that file go?" just when you need it. And everybody else in the room kind of rolls their eyes and sighs. And sometimes it's right there with you because they don't know where that file is either. Even amid all that chaos, even when our paths and our styles are different, there is something deeply possible when we move together with attention and care. It is in that shared journey, threads woven together, presence offered, creativity honored, that we glimpse the sacred work of community. Let us carry that sense of walking together into music now as we hear Come Travel With Me by Nous Ensemble, and imagine what it might feel like to travel in harmony while honoring each of our unique contributions. I'd like to take a few moments to focus on a few practical ways to move forward together, honoring both our individuality and our collective good. Now, Unitarian Universalists have long wrestled with this balancing of freedom and shared responsibility. Our congregational polity, and that means the way that we're governed, is rooted in the 1648 Cambridge platform, and it offers us guidance. Those early congregations affirmed that while each church was distinct and self-governing, they are also bound together in communion. They promised to care for one another, to offer advice and support, and when necessary, admonish each other to preserve the health of the whole. They committed to sharing human, fiscal, and physical resources, particularly to support congregations in need. Thriving as a faith requires both independence and interdependence. Individual freedom is a gift, but unchecked, it can create division, isolation, and pride that privileges self-interest over shared flourishing. The platform reminds us that true freedom grows in relationship, in covenant, in the willingness to engage honestly and lovingly with each other. Today, our congregations self-govern, and rightly so, and yet often this freedom comes without accountability and mutual support envisioned by those early communities. We hesitate to admonish one another, to reach across differences, or to share resources fully, sometimes out of fear, habit, or thinking. I've heard this many, many times. We're too unique. Yet sharing strengthens the whole. Acting in covenant opens space for healing, growth, and sustainable flourishing. So what does that look like in our practical daily life as a congregation? Here are some practical ways that I see, and please, if you see others, feel free to talk to me about them. I always want to hear what you have to say. First off, in any community, in any group that you're working in, whether it's a committee or whatever, create shared agreements. For each group that you're a part of, take the time to set those expectations for group work, committees, or projects. For instance, we're all getting used to our new database, Breeze. We're going to be moving over into Google Workspace, and we'll be sharing information as that comes. And it also shows up in the ways that we coordinate for our big events. Take the work of the fall fair that was so successful. It required volunteers in every aspect of our congregation to come together to show our building at its finest. These are frameworks that allow everyone's contribution to be seen and used. Stay open to compromise and adapting preferences. Let go of that my way or the highway, or we've always done it that way. Experiment with approaches when planning meetings, reports, and workflows. Notice when personal habits block progress, and be willing to shift for the sake of collaboration. Be willing to name that a shift might be needed so that collaboration can happen. Practice mutual accountability and interdependence. Check in with one another. Offer constructive feedback and support for our various teams and ministries. This includes caring for our shared spaces, tidying them, organizing them, leaving the space better than it was when you first came into it, not for somebody else to come in and clean it up. Accountability is not control, it's nurturing the health of the whole, recognizing that community flourishing is inseparable from our own flourishing. And this commitment extends beyond our walls. On October 4th, we have the chance to show up in force as Calgary Unitarians at the Calgary Alliance for the Common Good's Mayoral Forum. Being there is one way that we live out our covenant, and we do that loudly and proudly, bringing our voices and our presence to the wider community. Sign up to attend. We've committed to 25 people. Let's make that 50. Let's make that 75. Let's show up loud and proud as Calgary Unitarians. So take a moment to reflect on your own naming protocol, your habits, your preferences, or ways of doing things. When have they helped the community? When have they caused confusion? I invite you to go through this week and create a personal intention for yourself. How will you adapt your approach for the good of the community? Whether it's in Breeze, Google Workspace, planning events, or caring for our shared spaces, or showing up in civic life. And let's have a little fun. Imagine a world where everyone's file names make sense, calendars align, the fall fair and our big events run perfectly. Every room is ready for the next person, and we fill seats at the mayoral forum. And then notice how much easier it is to laugh, to create, and collaborate together. Let's move forward with commitment and courage to work through differences, to co-create shared systems, to support one another, to create our shared, to care for our spaces. Let us do so both in our digital drives and in our democracy. So as we prepare to close our time together, let us carry forward the reflections and the intentions that we have explored. We've thought about our freedom, our individuality, and the ways that we can show up in covenant with one another without accidentally turning it into a file-naming disaster. May we speak with courage and love and compassion to one another. May we listen with care and attention. And may we adapt our ways for the good of the community. And may we move forward together in harmony and purpose. Go with peace, holding freedom and responsibility in balance. And may our blessing and our journey enrich us all. Let us celebrate this journey with music. Let us keep on moving forward together.
I invite you to rise in body or spirit here as we sing our closing song. Keep on moving forward. Gotta keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gotta keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gotta reunite the family. Reunite the family. Keep on like the family, never turning back, never turning back. Gotta reach across our borders, reach across our borders, reach across our borders. Never turning back, never turning back. Gotta keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of freedom. We carry it with us. We extinguish this flame, but not the warmth of community. We carry it with us. We extinguish this flame, but not the fire of commitment to one another. We carry it with us until we gather again. As Reverend Samaya extinguishes the flame, please take a spark of it and place it on your heart. Let it remind you of the love, connection, and care of this community, holding you until we gather again. Please join us next Sunday wearing your orange t-shirts in honor of National Truth and Reconciliation Day. Our speaker will be our new artist in resident, Chantal Chagnon. After next week's service, we'll hold our first congregational conversation at noon, right here in this space. Following by an opportunity to join with the artist of the mural, Autumn Whiteway. Indigenous knowledge keepers, and elders to bless our mural, a not-to-be-missed event. For those joining online, you can connect with others attending virtually in a separate Zoom room. The link is now in the chat. For those here in person, please head to Wickeden for coffee and conversation immediately after the postlude. Just go straight out those doors. Now let's take a moment now to wave to everyone joining us online.